was when they were putting it down. The main thing is the base of the support. If your base is narrow, it's not as stable as wide, right? So if you have a wide base support, what's more supportive? Wide, right? Versus narrow, you can fall. So the manufacturer recommends that when you're lifting a patient, you're supposed to put it at the widest point. But I know there's times that sometimes the bed won't let you guys put it at the widest point, right? If you can lift the bed up so that you can clear it, that would be ideal. You know, but some of the older beds, they won't allow you to do that. So, but the main thing is try to get it to the widest point. This one has two positions. It has the middle and it has the most narrow. So if you can at least get it to the middle, that would be great. But if you can get it to the widest point, that would be what's recommended and the safest. And I know when you guys are pulling it back, you can't always do it with the widest point because of the way the bed does this underneath. So what you need to do is put it in the narrowest position, pull it all the way back, and before you turn, open it all the way up. Because what causes this to tilt is when you're turning. And if you have it narrow, when you go to turn and the patient's weight shift, guess what? This is gonna do this. But if you have it wide, you can easily manipulate this and the patient without it tilting. It's way harder for it to tilt. So it's really important that you guys put it at the widest position. And then when you're putting the patient into the wheelchair, this is what's recommended, that you guys put the patient this way. I know she was saying that you guys have a tendency to also do it this way.
Yeah, I do this.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me, it's dangerous when, for example, 15A is easy for in front because she's short. But when the resident is longer, it's more difficult for her leg.
So this is the problem when you do that, you're limited. You're not centered into the chair. As you come down, the chair is here, the patient is here. And guess what you're gonna have to be doing? Manipulating the patient. And that's what happened when the person tried to pull, this tilted. But at the widest position, it might not do that, but it's really recommended that you guys do it this way, and that the patient comes down all the way.
Okay, what happened when we do it this? It's only question,
Sure.
just a question. Okay, postumo. Okay, is the resident is here? Okay, I understand. It's in the heart, the resident. But what happened? I'm sorry. What happened when I do it this? In for more. Oh no, it's the same. It's different. It's different. Sorry.
I think
It's another way, right?
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah. Okay, put the blade here and down the. For example, it's down, and we are behind the base break there.
Yeah.
I am behind because it's more short, and move the resident here. Is dangerous too, or is no apply?
As long as this base is all the way at the widest position, the likelihood of this tilting is very minimized. But the main thing that they really are recommending is always facing front. Every video that I watched on it, everything that the manufacturer recommended, it's always facing front. So I get it that sometimes our space is restricted. So the best thing to do is anticipate where you're gonna place the patient and start to move the beds away and the tables so that you have enough space to do it correctly. What is recommended is this way.
Okay.
And then when you're bringing the patient down, you could be able to pull the Hoyer, there's a little handle in the back. You can pull a little bit on the patient to get them into the seat. That is what's recommended. And I would do what is recommended because that's what's the safest thing. It's also recommended that it's 2 people, but it is possible that one operator could use the Hoyer lift, but it's recommended that it's always 2 people operating the Hoyer lift.
Yeah, we're talking about this because in the morning it's so difficult to
Yeah.
people because it's short the time.
Yeah.
Because everybody have assignment
Okay.
and everybody have the resident and
Okay.
shower and then it's impossible.
Okay.
But sometimes when it's the RNA free, it's fine. But when no more CNA available,
To me,
it's
this is
difficult.
safer because
I know.
if you do it this way, you have the handle right here, you're bringing the patient down and you're able to hold this because this is not going to fall forward or back.
Yeah.
If this was to tilt back, you're still behind the patient. You can reposition the patient if needed. Why don't you try it on me? I'm going to lay down right there. You transfer me yourself into it this way.
Okay,
And then we'll
before
go.
27 and the tilting is. And
It tilted because you didn't have the base at the widest position. What happened with your situation was you had it like this. You went to pull the patient back and you went to turn and this happened.
no, and the side position and the putting here and the thumb. Not moving,
You didn't have the leg rest open.
open.
Yeah, I remember
But then
because I walked in.
Here and the tilting and the putting it down and because of the
So
and
the same
this line the tilting.
Because the arm, because the
27.
leg, the
Uh-huh.
leg, you know,
Yeah.
that's up on the chair, or the wheels right there.
So it happened twice then. That's
Oh,
the same
but
problem that it happened. So
I never do the side position after that at 27.
moving forward, it's gotta be this way.
Yeah. This
Wide
way.
support, no other way. Because it's already happened twice. Because from my understanding, when we did the investigation, I thought you pulled him out and then you were turning him, and then that's what caused the Hoyer to tilt over. Because I came in, everything was, So moving forward, let's just do it this way. Always have the patient in front of the wheelchair. Do not put it side lying because it's happened again twice already. I think this will be the best way.
So the base of the lift should never be stuck to the wheelchair wheels, like the way
Never do this again where it's like that.
Keiko had it like that.
Yeah.
And the reason for
No,
that
no,
is
before
bend.
27.
I know, bend because it's easier to tilt to that side, towards the wheelchair because of the weight.
Because
Just
it's-
look at the just you have the brakes, and then this right here is stuck to the chair, to the wheel of the chair, right? So when you go like this,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna tilt over. Versus if you put it right here, there's no way that this thing is gonna tilt unless you like really pull it back.
The weight is being distributed this way. So if you're going that way, it's not gonna tilt. I mean, I can hang on this and it's not gonna tilt. I can even do this, it's not gonna tilt. Your only danger is, and what she was saying, that sometimes this might go this way, but you're behind the patient and you have the controls and you're lowering the patient down into the chair and you can pull this into the chair. This is the safest way, guys. The machine is meant to work this way because it has the safety of distributing the weight this way, and that's how it's meant to do it. If you do it sideways, it's gonna tilt. So it has to be this way all the time. Yeah, because this has been the ongoing situation that every time we had to follow the Hoyer lift, it's because of the base not being at the widest position and not having the chair this facing. So if we did this, I think we could have prevented 2 of those falls already. So moving forward, can we do it this way? It's the safest way. No other way but to do it this way. I know you guys know how to put the sling on and all that stuff, but our problem is always the base. Every time that this malfunctions is because the base was narrow and not wide. It's meant to work with the base at the widest position. So everything else, I know you guys know how to do, but this is very important because it's a safety thing. If you put the base narrow, it's gonna keep happening again. So you really have to emphasize on making the base wide. You can tell me there's not room in the room. These beds are meant to move, so you can move some of the things around that you can do. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but it's gonna be the safest for you and the patient. You know, God forbid, you know, something happens, like this falls over, you and the resident gets hurt. That's not gonna be a good scene for either one. So if we can please, moving forward, always do it this way.